Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to make a couple of variations of this little flower next. And I used my scraps that I had cut away when I was doing some other flowers. So I had some of these half sheets of 8.5 by 11. I also had some little pieces like this that had actually been cut off of that when I was going for a square. So I used some of these and I just folded the paper in half and cut a rough oval. You could also do a circle if you want. And after I got them cut, I've got them all folded. What I've been doing now is just putting right up here on this edge, I am putting just a little bit of glue, not much. And again, it's paper crafts. You could be using Elmer's, but I needed a quick set for the examples. So all your folds are on this side. And I'm not going all the way up, as you can see, because I want those to be, I want there to be a little bit of space in between there. Okay, so one more here. Then you want to pull them around. I want to glue these two together. Now this would even make a cute little ball if you wanted to put a string on it, but we're not doing that right now. We are going to do something similar to that in another video though. Now we're just going to flatten it out. Okay, whoop. I didn't let that glue, or I didn't let that set very well. So let me put some more glue on here. Okay, so this is what you're going to have. Now I have done 7 petals. You could do more if you wanted it really thick. We're just going for something like this right now though. I'm going to make sure everything is nice and dry, secure. And now at this end, where it's not, the edges are not glued, you're just going to flatten it out. Or once you turn it over, there's your little flower. And at this point, you could, glue your leaves on or whatever you're going to be using on the back of it, whether it is a stem to make it stand upright or just some leaves. That's going to keep it from folding back on itself. Okay, now once you have it laying flat, you can take a look at it. If you want to give it some curve, you can do that and just put a little bit of glue farther up to hold it into that curve that you're wanting. All right, or you can leave it flat. These I didn't even put a middle on. And you can see a little bit of a difference in these two, and I'll go ahead and point out what that is. On this one, it's the way the paper was cut. It has a flat edge. If you look down inside the petal there, it's flat in there instead of a curve. So that's the only difference, but it's just another variation you can do. Okay, you can pinch it up. Put some more glue in there if you want. If I was going to do that, I might even put a few little spikes of paper in there coming out. It almost gives it the look of a lily when you do that. Here's some little scraps just to give you an idea of what I mean. I might just slide a few in there like that and have some little stamens coming out. Alright, so another easy one there. Now a variation to that would be, let me just lay this one out of the way. If you took a circle, not a perfect circle, I'm freehanding as you can see, but just go ahead and fold it in half. Fold it in half again. And now we want to bring up 2 of these. I'm just going into pinch and I'm going to put some glue on here. Pinch that edge together and let that glue dry. We're actually going to do this twice. So while that one is drying, you could go ahead and bring over the other edge. So you have two right beside each other. Put some more glue down in here. There we go. And pinch. We want to let that dry. I'll try to hold it and show you what we're going to be doing. When you turn this over now, you can see you have two small loops in a large loop. Okay? We're going to lay this one aside. That is one petal right there. And we're going to lay that aside, and we'll do a couple more. Again, you just want to fold in half the opposite direction. And then take two of those folds together. Drop in some glue. Pull up the other fold right beside it. Drop in some glue. If you're using a glue gun, be careful. Hot. And again, when you turn this over, you'll see the big petal with two, and down here. Once you make, I would say 7 or so of these, you're going to go in, put some more glue, and layer them together like so. I would be making these much cleaner if it was not just an example. Of course, all this will be hidden anyway. It's not a big deal. When you're doing Bible school crafts, you learn to make concessions, and you're not a perfectionist. All right, so we're going to keep making these until they combine into a circle, and then you'll see a cute little flower with these big fluffy petals up here with the small ones down in the center. It almost makes this little thing for you. You don't have to worry about adding anything else. I'm going to finish this up so that you can see what it looks like, and I won't make you sit here and watch me fold 5 more petals. Now we're going to start putting our flower together. So, and don't worry if it looks ugly like that. That's in the center. It's not going to matter. Okay, whoop, got it. That's what happens right there. So you want to go down, grab these, stick right on. And just keep attaching the petals. You have to get squeeze. I'm gonna try not to put much pressure on this side. I'm going to put the glue over here. And pull this one around. Ah, see right there's what I didn't want to happen. That's why you let it dry. Now I'm paranoid about gluing it. Go ahead. Try again. And I think I'm going to put some in the center to take some pressure off too, so that it starts gluing all of them together in the center. I don't want to do too much to it here. Okay, but what you're going to start doing, if they come apart, we'll just glue them back again. Okay, so what you're going to do is just go in with your fingers, and we're going to start fluffing into these, spreading them out a little bit. Now you don't have to if you want to leave the two inside smaller just for a different look. That's also okay. Let me get my scissors here. There we go. And just push up on the bottom of those petals. Trying to be gentle with it since it still has that glue on there. Typically though, when you're making these, you're going to be making a lot of petals setting aside, a lot of petals setting aside. All this glue is going to be set up by the time you're ready to start attaching the things. So it's not going to be much of a problem for you. But this makes a really adorable little flower as well. Okay. Now, one thing to remember about these flowers is they can be as big or as small as you want. Just depends on the size of the individual petal that you cut out, or in this case, your square that you're starting with before you're cutting the petals. You can go, you know, really big, really small, whatever you want. You could even use an 8.5 by 11 sheet to make one petal. Can you imagine the size of that flower if you were going for a really big impact on a sign or a backdrop, or a background for a photo booth or something like that? So you can really have a lot of fun with it and mix up the colors. I've got all kinds of different colored papers that I'm going to be using. I just grabbed a stack of this pink to bring in here to make the videos with. But I do like this bright pink. It's definitely going to be showing up in the decorations. Alright, so this is the variations with this particular petal. So we'll be back with more decorations. See you in the next video.